Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the pod. I am your host, once again, Eric, and I am joined in studio today with my family, my father, Mike, across the table.
Howdy.
Yep. My mother, Maryann, who's sitting to my right.
Hello.
And my brother, Jeremy, sitting to my left.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
So we got the whole
go.
family gathered here today. We figure we talk a little bit about holiday traditions and memories, from today and even bygone eras of the past. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to talk about, and just for posterity reasons, just
Sounds
recording
good.
all this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
The years roll by.
they really
Yes, they
do.
do.
Yes, they do.
What's everyone's earliest memory of Christmas?
Oh,
That's a
we'll
good
start
one.
with you, Jeremy.
Oh, man. I don't know what my first Christmas memory is, to be honest.
Really?
I have a few that stand out, though, through the years. I don't know if I imagined this or dreamt this or if it actually happened, but I seem to remember a Santa Claus in his underwear coming out to put gifts under the tree at some ungodly hour.
I wonder who that could have been.
Could have been a dream. The details
Say they
are
was hitting the
fuzzy.
booze too much, it sounds like. So.
I don't know.
Something else.
Yeah.
I wonder who that could have been.
Yeah, some strange man.
Yeah.
Heck of a memory there. How about you guys? What's your memory you kind of go back on?
Well, putting things together, because probably if that was Dad, putting things together in the wee hours, because you have to have everything assembled. Although with Jeremy, he assembled his own, with the Legos, and that was for him to do. But, some of the other things we needed to put together middle of the night.
How long have we had that tree? Sorry.
Oh, the big tree?
Yeah, the one. I think you still have it, don't you?
You know what? We just donated it.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Retired it finally.
we went to the one
The
piece
narrow tree. Yep.
tree.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
it served its purpose all those years.
Man.
Actually, Maverick was bumping into it, and knocking
it
the
was too
lower.
wide.
It was
Okay.
too. Yeah. So
That's my parents' golden retriever, Maverick.
Yes,
So he's the
yes.
newcomer to the family, and he's a ball of energy.
yes.
I remember my greatest Christmas gift was my first varsity jacket.
Oh,
really?
I won my letter as a sophomore, which was really hard to do in football at West Branch back then.
Yeah.
And they ordered my varsity jacket from Gordon Scott, which made all the West Branch varsity jackets back then. And I remember I got that as a Christmas present. And man, that Kelly green jacket was something
Do
special.
you still have the jacket, too?
My mom burned it.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
Ugh.
Yeah, she didn't think I wanted it, and this was years later.
Yeah,
and,
she's probably just
In fact,
getting
I think
clutter.
maybe she either burned it or it went to the Goodwill.
Goodwill could have.
And
Oh,
that
I
was
don't
the
know
end
what's
of my
worse.
varsity. But I remember when I got that jacket, boy, I thought I was the cock of the walk.
Yeah.
Here I was a sophomore. I was a varsity letterman as a sophomore.
Yeah.
Weighed about 135, 140 pounds, and lettered as a sophomore. So that was really cool.
Well, to redeem her, she also, back in the day, my aunt used to do this. You would save your S&H green stamps in these books at the grocery store, and you would save them and save them and save them. So there was something she really, really wanted.
Yeah.
But you know what she ended up? She bought Dad a bike.
Yeah, I was a
Yep.
young person. There was a
Yep.
bike I always wanted, and she saved up these tons of books, and there was something she wanted, and she got me that bike instead.
Yeah.
And I always
So he
remembered that.
forgave her for giving away his
Yeah,
varsity jacket.
yeah.
Is that the bike you supposedly rode to Alliance to visit Mom or whatever?
No, I used to run to
Oh, you
Alliance.
ran.
I
Oh,
would
my
run
work?
from Homeward,
That's a hard
7.5 miles to
Yeah.
Alliance.
That's a
And
haul.
and what she used to say, I said, "Well,
He stunk.
didn't you feel grateful that I put that to vote?" She goes, "No, you stunk." Like, oh, gee, thanks a lot. Yeah.
A little sweaty. That's
Yeah.
all right. The thought was there. I can't believe he did it.
And then-
Actually, the cops, when he would go back home in the dark,
Yeah, I'd get a ride
He'd
home
get
with
a
the
ride
cops. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I'd be walking down Homeworth Road in the dark at like midnight, and
Like,
they'd
what are
be
you
the
doing
only
here,
people
Mike?
out,
Yeah.
and they would give me a ride home. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
so ran in and rode.
That's right.
rode back.
There you go.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, they probably said, "We'll put Stinky in the back."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Put the windows down.
There you go.
Speaking of stinky, remember the car that stunk up the drive-in?
Yeah, we went to the drive-in. I went to shut the car off, and it wouldn't shut off.
Oh, gosh.
This went on for like a half hour. You had that carbon smell. It'll go,
Oh, boy.
and finally, we
We
just
laughed.
couldn't take it. We were driving everybody to our left and right and behind us crazy. So we just kept the car on and left. So that was quite an experience.
Other Christmases. I'm trying to think.
Oh, we have so many memories.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to
Great memories.
one of my favorite Christmas gifts. I think that I got all time was probably when I got my Sega Dreamcast. Because I remember growing up, you guys forbade video games playing in our house for the longest time. And then I finally got my first ever game console, a Sega Dreamcast. And you went to KB Toys, back when they used to have KB Toys in the mall. And I think you guys got me that thing. I remember that was one of my most favorite Christmas presents of all time.
Yeah. We tried as long as we could, but Joe and Andy were a pull.
Oh, yeah.
They were a definite pull.
Our cousins are just, they're big time into video games. So, and shout out to Andy, owns Stone Age Gamer over in Salem, Ohio. If
Retro.
you're looking for cool video games and retro games, or even restoration of old consoles, check out Stone Age Gamer. He's got a cool setup over there.
I remember.
Did you believe all that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember my brothers and my sister were masters of finding mom and dad's Christmas gifts in advance of Christmas. So my dad got real clever. He used to hide, he had a boat. He would his boat he would use in the summer.
Yeah.
He would turn it sideways in the garage with a canvas over it in the winter, and he would hide all our Christmas gifts in there. Until we figured that out years later.
And then
my brother Larry was the master at that. He would find out where those were at.
Yep.
He could find that out every single time.
I'm trying to remember where you guys tried to hide.
Did you ever hide it in the attic at all?
I don't know. I know we had to get creative.
Yes,
and
we
he was
did.
creative.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
It
ever
was
went
all
searching for presents or not.
I definitely did.
Well, I remember, I think during, when we got the Xbox and Halo, I think me and Ryan were scouting around. I think you allowed us to open our presents before Christmas. And we started playing Halo, and we're like, oh, my God, this game's amazing. And that started a whole thing there.
The whole Halo parties.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We might have put them in that crawl space, possibly.
That could be. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. There was the little crawl space over your guys' bedroom
That's
downstairs.
right. There you go.
Yeah.
That
I think you're right about that.
Or the car trunk, I seem to remember.
Yeah,
finding stuff.
yeah.
I was always scared of that little crawl space, too. Cause
Yeah, it's spooky.
Felt like there was something in there.
Yeah, I never went too far in there.
So that's a good place to stick the presents, because we didn't want anything to do with that
There
little
you
area.
go. Yep.
It's for the spiders now.
Yeah.
That's right.
The wolf spiders. Forget it.
There you go.
Growing up, I think we would get a real tree, and it was always trying to get it straight.
Yeah. Yep.
I got a real one this year, and it will
Did
not
you?
stay.
It won't
The
stay.
needles just falling off everywhere.
Readjusted it,
Yeah.
That's the other thing, too. Growing up in Homeworth, we actually had a Christmas tree farm right behind us.
Right.
And the one year, you guys did get a real tree.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I remember, you got to keep it watered and
Oh,
everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just remember, when we were done with the season, I remember we had a Christmas or after Christmas bonfire, and I think we just took one match and it just went all
Yeah.
one shot.
Oh, yeah.
Just gone.
Well,
Yeah.
we got it. Remember the one year we got it in the ball, and we tried
Right.
to keep
Yeah.
it, and it just didn't.
Right.
It didn't do
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So
It's amazing when you think back, before our time, they used to put candles on Christmas trees and light them. And it's like, when you think about
Fire
that,
hazard much?
how did they survive those years?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I do remember the really cool ornament bulb, especially in the very early 90s. It would have been stuff left over from the 80s.
Yeah.
They had the little bubbler bulbs.
Yeah.
Those things were fire hazards.
Yeah.
Remember Grandma Brown had those at her house too.
she did.
And I just remember looking at those and the really big, they got super hot too when you went to go touch them. They're really
Yeah.
just thick static bulbs.
They're so cool looking.
Yeah, but the bubbler was always my favorite bulb growing up. I'm like, that's so cool.
Actually, your grandpa, when he passed, he had a lot, and I think Dad
Oh, yeah.
got some of the bubblers from his estate.
I remember we would go to Christmas at my grandpa and grandma Chapel's, and he had the old 8mm film,
Oh yeah.
and he would film everybody
person.
opening every gift.
And one at a
gosh.
time.
And this would go till 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh, how many people were there?
Oh, there
The
were
whole-
probably about 30 to 40.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? We used to think, oh, when's this going to end? But now I look back and I
Right.
thought, man,
Yeah.
that was really
It's
cool.
a memory caught
Yeah.
on
Yeah, it's
tape
really cool
forever.
because how many times did that happen today?
Yeah. And everybody would sit on Santa's lap.
Yeah.
And,
And my brother Larry was Santa. He was the mean Santa. He would come in with the whip, and if you didn't pay
gosh.
attention to Santa,
Wow.
he wouldn't whip you with it, but he would almost
crack the
attempt
whip
to
on the
whip.
side.
Yeah. But he was the mean Santa, and he was great. He was hilarious.
Oh,
They don't warn
Yeah.
you about that.
Yeah, he was
that's
hilarious.
the other side of Santa. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
and Dad says Grandma Chapel, his grandma played
Played
organ.
the organ.
that
She
I-
could play a mean organ,
Yeah.
man.
Really?
She was
Yeah.
really good.
I never heard it.
Oh, yeah.
But he said
She was tremendous. Yeah.
They had an organ in the corner
They
of the
did,
living room.
yeah.
But those
Well,
Christmases.
Grandma would fire that thing up, man. She would go to town on that
And
thing.
she always had a cigarette right
Yeah,
here.
she was always
Yeah.
laid
Yeah.
back, but buddy. Put her in front of an organ and watch out.
I do remember going over to Grandma Brown's house, and I remember the whole place kind of just reeking of smoke because I think it was Uncle Ed, great Uncle Ed or something.
Yeah.
Always smoked a pipe. And I remember that distinct smell of his pipe, burning in the Christmas hours. I'm like, oh.
And it was 90 degrees in there. So.
Grandma Brown always kept the house like super hot. You guys even tried to turn down the thermostat, didn't you? And she'd be like, "Getting a little cold in here."
And she'd turn it back up. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, trying to think of other Christmases that stand out.
Yeah.
Oh, golly.
I know I was always into my favorites were the Nerf guns and the Lego sets.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what else.
I remember getting like the little laser tag guns way back
those
when.
rocked. I love those. The like gray, blue, red ones. Yeah.
Was there ever a toy or a gift that you always wanted but never got for Christmas?
I was pretty fortunate that way. I think one year I got like this little it had a steering wheel and all these like you were in a car.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, this is great, man. I was real young then.
Yeah, got the whole hot rod.
Yeah, you had like the fake radio and all that stuff. And it was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Certain ones that stand out.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Did you know the story about our cat growing up? Trixie, she disappeared. It was in the late summer, early fall one year, and we pretty much gave up. Christmas morning, she was sitting on the outside the window.
Came back.
Yeah, came back on Christmas Day. Yeah, it made our Christmas. That
I was gonna say that. Good
Yeah.
Christmas gift. Getting your cat back.
She lived to 20, so I'm trying to think how old she was at the time. But we never knew where she went. But we thought that was it. Because sometimes when they're not well, they'll wander off.
Oh yeah.
But she hadn't been ill, but till the very end, and she was good 20 years. She had some good years, but Christmas morning.
I remember at Christmas time, the memories of I have going to my grandma Chapel's house. She would make like a warm gingerbread, and she would put whipped cream on it, and it'd be after we went to Silver Park and we were sled riding. Or I remember when we were kids, we would actually make paraffin stars out of like colored paper, and then you cover them with paraffin, and we go door to door in Alliance and sell those stars to make Christmas money to buy Christmas gifts.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then we would go to Grandma's house afterward, and we'd have like warm gingerbread cake and like hot chocolate and things you remember years later.
Yeah.
I never forgot that.
She lived right down from Silver Park.
Yeah. Yep.
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 Yeah.
Well, similar lines. The thing, there are foods that always remind me of Christmas time too. With Grandma Schuler on Mom's side is angel food cake and pizzelles. She would always make those every holiday season.
Yeah.
So every time Christmas rolled around, we always had a big almost like it was like a very big puffed up marshmallow looking thing. But
is it Betty that would make the like really detailed Christmas cookies?
Oh, that's the Harshes.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
Those are beautiful.
Cheryl's she was an art teacher.
It shows.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I was gonna say, there were some good Christmas cookies.
Yeah. You were afraid to eat them. They were just every
They were tasty too. Like,
Yep.
everything was in it. Yeah. Do you ever see? She also print like when she send you a Christmas card. The printing is like printed.
Wow,
like
like
typed,
calligraphy kind
yeah,
of.
Like
very
actual typed
very
out. Wow,
tiny,
right?
just the tiniest little. Yeah, I don't know
Can't
how.
relate.
And she did. I don't know if she ever got that little cartoon character, officially hers or not, but she had a signature cartoon character that she would use all the time. I can't think what its name was. Had kind of a beak and kind of a half bird, half
Let's
person.
do some digging on that
cool.
one.
Yeah. She was very talented. Yeah.
Was there any particular like Christmas show or like cartoon that came on that you guys looking forward
Well,
to every year?
Peanuts. The
I
Peanuts.
always liked the Charlie Brown Christmas. It was always very special.
And we would wait because that was it. Just that one
That's
night.
what I heard. Back then, programming was like it was this specific time and date. If you missed it, you missed it for the
Yes.
year.
Right.
Yes.
True.
TV went off the air at midnight.
Yeah.
They played the Star Spangled Banner and everything went fuzzy.
Yeah.
And you had 3 basic channels. Saturday morning was cartoons. So you just waited. you
That's
know.
wild.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that. Like so many more people had to be watching this one
Yes.
thing. At
Oh
the
yeah,
same
it was
Yes.
more
time.
concentrated audience. Where now?
I remember growing up when my family got our first color TV, and we thought that was a big, big deal.
Oh yeah.
We had a color. I was probably, I don't know, I probably would have been, I don't know if I was in junior high then or if I would have been in elementary school then, but I remember watching the New York Jets because they wear those bright Kelly green uniforms. I'm going, wow, I'm watching this in color. It was really cool. We got our first color TV.
Man,
This is wild to think about. Everything was just black and white up until just boom.
Yeah.
Now you got color.
movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing with, like, we just watched The Wizard of Oz recently, and just that whole, like, it's still drastic when you watch
Technicolor.
that. Yeah, you just go from the very opening, like, intro where everything's black and white, and then just she opens that door, and boom, that color hits you. It's like, whoa.
I think, like you said, I think you do appreciate because right now you can access anything, anywhere, anytime.
Right.
So it's taken for granted, but we would anticipate and wait. And Thursday night, we're going to, and everybody. So it was a big deal.
Yep. And I think, like Jeremy said, that was, like, what made it a bigger deal because it was so, like, concentrated and focused on this particular time slot and that time, that particular day. Now it's almost like anybody can watch it whenever. It kind of takes some of the magic out of it.
It does. And, like Dad always said, when you're anticipating something, what is the 3 things? You always want to have something to look forward to.
Yeah, someone to
something
love,
to do.
something to do, and something to hope for.
And something to hope
the
for.
3 basics of life.
Yeah. And that's so true because if you just think, oh, you know what? This is coming up here. This is coming up here.
Right.
You have something.
Keeps you going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It kind of keeps you motivated, keeps
gives
you
you
interested.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like when he retired, he said, you just need to have purpose.
Oh, you got to have a plan B.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
Something to look forward to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So worked out well with, being able to do what you do and stay in the mix and not, because it'd be easy. When you're retired, it would be easy to, and I'll find out soon, but, to just have a cup of tea and sit. But you do need to stay connected and you do need to stay active because I can see where you would. I know when Papa retired, he kind of did that and he gardened, which was good. But in the winter, he didn't have that going. So he kind of just sat and you could see him age pretty quickly, when he retired. I wished he'd have had like your dad had the woodworking and the things he could do in the winter because
constructive hobbies or just
something,
a passion for something
to keep
and it's
your
memories
mind
too,
busy,
because I've been my parents have been gone for 30 years now, but especially at the holidays, you think back to you live off memories, and you think all the wonderful things that happened. A few things you think were kind of crazy too, but a lot of wonderful memory, and you live off those memories when those days come. Believe me.
And today will be memories. So you want to always
So we're at the table recording this will be a memory.
Exactly.
So
So-
and this will be a lasting one because this is saved for posterity.
And really, to do that, you're right. To do this with Grandma would be and if not with this, somehow or other.
Well, that's what I mean. We can call into her like at any time because I know she's probably sleeping right now or everything. But no, anytime in the future here, we can always reach out. Like this thing can connect everybody.
She's
Talk about Christmas memories.
Oh,
man.
she's
Big
got
time.
stories.
Got a century.
Yeah.
Grandma's almost 100 right now. So
Yes. And her grandma lived to 96. She was the one that lived in the log cabin up from their farm. She would walk down to them. She's the one that sold eggs and bought the material to make them pajamas on Christmas. And Grandma never forgot that Christmas. But she had a milk cow. She had that. She lived in that log cabin. She had one, like a stove that heated and cooked. So she just had the one.
The hearth.
And I believe she was a child during the Depression, was she not?
I remember talking to her. She said she used to ration butter, I think, during the war and everything. I was like, oh my goodness.
Her grandma would like churn butter and everything. Like she was throwback to, way back in the day.
She was 27. She was born. 1927?
Grandma was born in 27. Yeah. Wow. So her grandma. Her grandma.
Isn't that amazing to think about? Yeah.
Think about all the transformations in life in 100 years.
Yeah. So her grandmother would have been born in the 1880s, maybe.
And that's why I think she let stuff roll off her back.
Yes.
Other people would say, "Oh, that affects me." I don't think she lets things because she's seen
some things.
The worst of times. She's lived through the world wars.
Yeah.
She's lived through the Depression.
Yep.
She's seen the truly, tough, challenging times.
The fact that she lets it roll off her back and still keep on, maybe that's the secret to living so long too.
I agree.
To not hold so much grudges and resentments.
Because I think she has a heart for being a mom because she lost her mom at age 14, 15.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. So I think she's been like a stand-in mom for a lot of my friend and my brother Mike's friend, different ones that lost their parent. She's stood in and has been like like Alan. He'll call her twice a week. It's like a son, like another son. So I think she has a heart for
Yeah.
people who've lost because
Yeah.
she's been there. You know,
Yep.
she's,
And I think the other thing too, she would have every right because she had a tough upbringing too. To kind of when you feel down with yourself, to turn that around and help somebody else.
Yep, and you feel better.
Absolutely.
Transform
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
Because I've experienced this, I want to make sure no one else has to go through what
Yeah.
I've gone through. Type
but
of
you
thing.
know, a lot of
Avenging.
people would just want to cower in
right.
and not reach
Yep.
out.
Or like self-isolate. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
anything to do with anybody else.
Right,
Yeah,
and
she's
just-
always been a giver.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think it's helped her to stay connected.
That's her outreach.
It is.
The world is her mission field.
Yeah.
You know, she'll help anybody.
Right.
So-
And I know Dad, he said, because, you know, he grew up outside of the
Out in
town.
the country.
But he said, your mother's house is like Grand
It
Central
is.
Station.
It's a vast difference from
Because
mine because I grew up in the country and
she
grew up in
knows
the
every
city.
neighbor. She knows their
Yeah.
birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh, the networking.
Yeah. She takes them soup,
Yeah.
cakes, you name it.
Right.
So she sends cards, notes, all
Yeah.
that. So that's why I thought it would be, you know, such a great idea.
Yeah.
Interesting you bring that up, too. I just completed an audiobook about the history of supermarkets and how everything back then used to be there was a general store, there was a pharmacist, there was a baker, there was a butcher. You would go and you would talk to all of them, and they would actually do your shopping for you. Like the pharmacist would, you know, ring up what you need here. Like the general store would actually, like, they would do the measuring and everything. Like, if you wanted this much butter, here, I'm going to give you this. You wouldn't go out and pick out the cartons or anything.
Personalized.
Yeah, it was more personal. And they would actually, once again, network like Grandma did. And it'd be like, here, Maribel, you could probably have this thing, you know, just, you know, have the money next week sometime. You know, you can go ahead and have that.
Right.
Well, they would barter. They would say,
There's that too,
they
right.
would say, "Hey,
There's a
I
social
have
connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have the money to buy this, but I'll give you some eggs if you give me that.
Right.
Yep.
You know, so back and forth that
And
way.
that dynamic has been lost because of, you know, the rise of like the supermarket chains. Now with Amazon, you can literally order food online, deliver right to your house.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but I guess the flip side is like it's so impersonal.
Well,
Exactly.
Yes.
You sacrifice the, you know,
The convenience.
yeah,
really,
the interpersonal conversations and you know that connection with everybody. You
Yeah.
trade that for, you know,
Yeah.
convenience.
abundance.
Well,
right?
and I think also, like example of the Amish, you know, you have a lot of prepared, you know, just a lot of food additives and things that you can tell by looking at them that they're just
It'll
eating right off
wonderful,
the
right.
right off the land.
More natural stuff,
Yes.
not stuff that's processed or
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
hyper processed stuff.
Yeah, their complexions. I know
Yeah.
Dad and I went to that journey to Bethlehem recently, and they just, you can tell
Oh, yeah.
by looking at them that they're just
They've lived
eating
such
the
a wholesome
healthy.
life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just, and those huge plow horses that pulled the carts,
Yeah.
and they had Amish cinnamon rolls.
Oh yeah, all their food is outstanding. If you ever get a chance to check out Sugar Creek, oh my
my
goodness,
goodness.
that's
Yeah,
good
it's awesome.
stuff.
It was very.
Awesome.
We highly recommend
Yep.
it. It's only 2 days every year that they have that, but we were told by someone to go, and we're so glad we
I told
did.
Mom if we'd ever sell our house in Homeworth, which I would never intend to do, but if ever another community we could live in, I'd love to live in Sugar Creek
Down there.
because
Oh,
it's a
wow.
step back in time. Because it's a slower pace and people care about one another. There's communication there, one-on-one, and
good
it's really
food, too.
nice. It's a
And
really
great
nice.
food.
Yeah, it's a step back in time. It really is.
It really is.
Some of it's gotten a little commercialized with some of the shops they've put it in that, but I think the basic feeling of it.
Even Berlin next door, because like
Right.
I talk about like different stores and everything, that still has that personal feel where you walk in there and you're talking to like the different store owners.
small town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has a very small town, just
Right.
community feel to it. So yeah, Berlin, right next to Sugar
Oh, it's
Creek,
cool.
feels that way.
Actually, I think they surpassed Lancaster
As
for
far as the largest Amish,
Amish
settlement in the
community.
United
Really?
States.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe
Ohio,
just
really?
recently
Yes.
in the nation.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Lancaster is kind of like the main one.
Yeah.
I think they've
Amish concentration.
just surpassed them. I believe. Yeah.
Wow.
You would think Pennsylvania, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of Pennsylvania, I remember there was always the thing you guys would always take us on too. It was a particular store, Christmas
Cranax.
store.
Oh, Cranax.
Every
In
year.
Sharon,
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
We drive over the border to
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. We go to
Yes.
Sharon. We probably stop by Daffin's Chocolates.
Yes.
right.
Get some chocolates at Daffin's,
Yep.
good stuff.
Yeah.
And then we go to the Cranax store. And I remember
Yeah.
it was way different growing up in the 90s than it was today.
Right.
I swear they have more stuff. But
Yeah.
they always had this big display of a whole bunch of different like Christmas themed
Yeah.
like
Trees.
animatronics and stuff as you walk through. It's like, oh my
yeah.
goodness. And I remember you guys got my favorite. We actually, out in the country, we had this phenomenal backyard hill for sled riding. It was perfect. And you guys picked up my favorite sled of all time, the brake sled. It actually had brakes with like, you basically, you could pull up on a lever on the right and left side and you could turn, which is revolutionary for a sled. It's hello.
Yeah.
And this giant 1/4 mile, 70-degree angle hill in our backyard, you would just fly down that hill on that thing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
one of my favorite memories is going to Cranex and picking up that sled
Wow,
there.
I don't
pretty
remember
cool.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, Mom and I still make a journey.
still go.
So go to Cranex?
Yeah.
Late fall to Cranex.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I went to broadcasting school right out of high school in Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Really?
So that's
Yeah.
how I found out about Cranex
Yeah.
back then. But that is a big deal. They get
Yeah.
people from different. I forget how many different states go there
Right.
every
They
every
take,
early
uh,
winter.
And that was the thing. Every Christmas, that was almost our family tradition for a long
Yeah.
time. It was just
Yeah.
going to Cranex. Do
Yeah.
you remember that too, Jeremy?
Man, faintly. I remember like Christmas tree displays there.
Yes.
Yeah.
About all
Yeah,
That's right.
they had
Yeah.
this year was Wonka, but right next to it is the avenue of 444
Yeah, it's really
flags
cool.
for
Oh,
veterans.
yeah, the
Yeah.
veteran
Do you remember
memorial.
that?
It's really nice.
So I think a lot of senior buses go because they do the avenue of flags.
Oh, they have a lot of great
Cranex.
things in Sharon.
Yeah.
They have, it's called Terra, I believe,
Yeah.
and it's like a mansion, like from Gone with the Wind kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really cool things
Yeah.
in Sharon, Pennsylvania.
They used to have the largest shoe outlet, but
Yeah.
I think it since closed.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But they've got the Daffin Candy
yeah,
and Cranex
and Cranex,
Terra.
and I'm probably leaving a couple
and the
things
Avenue
out.
of Flags.
Yeah.
But they take the bus, the senior bus, and they do a tour up there.
Yep, just go all around the area, pick up some chocolate and all
yeah.
that stuff.
Yep.
So I remember Cranex they used to have a lot more toys, I think, in that store. And I remember, I think they used to have Santa Claus there, too. Do they still have Santa
They
there?
do.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Because remember, you could wait in line for Santa Claus, kind of like
Yeah.
the whole thing from the Christmas story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Oh,
don't know if
they
there was a
actually
slide.
they had a leg lamp this year.
Yeah,
they?
that's right. And they had a Grinch this year too. You get your picture with Santa
that's
or
new.
the Grinch.
Yeah.
You had options. So, yeah.
That's another thing to touch on, too. Speaking of, like, the Grinch and everything, when I was part of the high school show choir, Young and Alive, you guys actually had property down in Florida, and I would go with my Young and Alive group, the show choir group, down to Florida to perform at Disney during the holidays. And you guys would meet us down there and kind of like shadow us around, like, you'd watch all of our performances.
Yeah.
And I remember just like, just a world of difference it is going down to Orlando, Florida compared to like, here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Because one, barely, like, if any snow at all. So it felt nice and warm. You could walk around in t-shirts all the
yeah.
time.
Yes.
That was like weirdly a big thing for my like Christmas memories.
Really? You remember going down to Florida, huh?
I guess I would have been like if you were 16, 17, 18, I was like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been my I think, sophomore and junior years we went down to Florida. Senior year I didn't.
Okay.
Well, actually, Ryan was a roadie with the group.
Yeah, Ryan went down there a
So-
couple times, too.
So we
Right.
did go those years too, and that's when you guys went. I
yeah,
think,
like one of us would always take a friend. and-
Right. Yeah.
I remember performing at Epcot in this big, congregation of different show choirs from around the country, and they were announcing, from New York, this high school. From Los Angeles, California, this high school. From Beloit, Ohio, there's these guys.
That's right.
And I remember the guest speaker was LeVar Burton.
Yes.
From Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
I remember that. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I remember
do
that.
remember
That was such a
that.
cool visual, just having all the different.
Well, I just,
Oh, yeah.
everybody couldn't recognize him when we were sitting there. I'm like, who is that? He looks so familiar. And then as soon as he said, but you don't have to take my word for it. And that was the
we all
tagline from
knew.
Reading Rainbow, and we're like, oh, it's that guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that was a cool memory. And I remember like doing a whole bunch of performances over at Universal Studios, which no one came to see because they put us like in the back of the park.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And then I'm trying to remember some of the other ones they had there too. But the point I was trying to get to with Universal is that you guys met the Grinch over there.
Yes,
didn't
we
you?
Yes.
did. Absolutely.
Yes.
The, like basically kind of like the carbon copy of Jim Carrey's
Yes.
Grinch from the 2000
That's
movies.
right.
Close as you
was.
can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because I don't think I've ever met the Grinch.
Well,
over
Dad
here.
and Jeremy went in, and
Yeah.
we had a photo. We're still
Yeah.
trying to
Still
find
trying to
it.
find that photo.
But he was
really cool
teasing
photo.
and
Yeah.
kind of ribbing
Yeah, he
them.
was great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
was
lived
great.
up to your
He did.
expectations.
He did. He lived down to my expectations. That's only the Grinch would. So.
Don't meet your heroes.
I was gonna say, was he like jeering at you the whole time? Like, oh, get out of here.
Yeah,
He
there you go.
was.
I think he was.
He
as a matter of
was
fact.
being
So,
rude. I think
yeah.
that when they try out for these parts, they have to show that
Yeah,
rudeness.
right. Yep.
So he must have passed the rude test.
I've seen some of the videos online. It looks like a hoot meeting
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So and
I know.
you see the line this year to meet the Grinch? It was like up and around into a whole different area of the theme park. It
I
was
can
nuts.
believe that.
Oh, they
Yep.
should have had a couple Grinches,
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I mean, because it's so popular now.
That's
But it
right.
is nice to go down there. You're right in the
It is.
middle winter and
Yep.
Oh,
be
it's
able to
world
walk
apart.
around and
Yeah,
have
For
shorts on.
heck, like 5 or 6 years, there was so much crossover for like Christmas and and Disney and Florida.
Right. I think we were going twice a year.
Yeah, because in the summer times we'd go down there, and then in the winter times we'd come back for like I said, the show choir stuff that's down in Florida. So
that's like you guys. I know we had got media tickets from Dad so many years, and then Cedar Point. I think you guys got bored with Cedar Point after a while.
We did. We stopped going. I remember we went there, rode one ride, and just like, you want to go home? Yeah, because I've already rode everything else here.
Really took it for granted.
And truthfully, Dad and I, same thing. We're not really into parks much, but we used to like to go, just kind of do the shows and that. But we actually prefer the safari up there now.
I've heard good things about that.
Oh, it's really cool.
Oh, it's so
really cool. They come in. You roll your window down. They come inside the window.
I've seen some of the videos. I'm like, oh my gosh, do they give you food or anything like
that? They do. You can buy the food, and
it's hilarious.
I told Mom. I started saying, "Hey, we got a hungry hippo." There was a hippo inside our car window, and I'm feeding the hippo.
I'm just like, oh my gosh.
I'm surprised they let you get that.
Yeah,
close.
it's amazing. It was really cool.
Yeah, you would think you'd lose a finger.
And you go up, and they have deer. You'll have like 50 deer around you. You're feeding these deer.
Yeah, we never realized the sound deer make till
they do.
We went
like
to
a
that.
high-pitched whine.
Right.
Ash and I went canoeing one day, and like there was a deer staying at the very end of this brook, and we're getting ready to go by it, and it just made this high-pitched whine and ran away. We're like, what was that? It was a deer.
Right.
To make that noise. I'm like, that's different.
Yeah. I think because, like you said, when you do things more, you want to do something a little bit. So we've been doing the island when we go up there. Yeah. We go over to, is it called South Bass, really?
Yeah, that's true. Put-in Bay
on South Bass.
Really cool.
And the historic, really throwback historic hotel that we stayed at. Yeah. Just something different. And you can go, when they tour you, they tell you the whole history of the island. Yeah. So they tell you things from way back in the day.
It's really cool. And the people that stay there in the wintertime, they actually fly their stuff, their food supplies over from the mainland to the island. It's really cool. I mean, that's like, you talk about a throwback. Yeah. I mean, that's really something.
Right. Yeah.
Or if the ice Lake Erie actually freezes over, which doesn't happen often. It might happen this winter. They would actually take food over in snowmobiles.
Just drive it over?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever take a vehicle out on the frozen Lake Erie. That just seems like way too risky.
Yeah. That is a little bit scary
stuff.
But I give those people credit for wintering.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful summers.
I keep on hearing stories about Mackinac Island at Christmas time is really special, too.
Yeah.
So Ashley, I think her family, they used to go there. I don't know during Christmas time, but they used to go there, I think, just for like a vacation.
Have they been to that Grand Hotel? I
don't know. I'll have to ask Ashley about that one. Cool. But I know they were big on that. I'm trying to think of like other areas we used to go to. Remember, we used to drive around and look at Christmas lights. It was a big tradition too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There was actually, I don't know if it was an electric guy who owned like an electric
Ream Electric
Ream.
used to have the
outside Louisville,
all these Christmas trees.
Yeah, a whole forest of Christmas trees that he basically put up as like big V's.
Yes.
And you drive by and it would be miles of Christmas. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Christmas lights for miles.
That was like a huge property.
It was. It went like it was just not just long, but like depth wise, because it just gave like scale and perspective of just how far back his property went. I'm like, oh my goodness.
He must have just left it up year over year.
I don't know. That's a lot of labor.
There's a guy in Salem, Bob Sebo. He's a millionaire. He really gives a lot back to the people of Salem. And at his house, he has, I forget how many millions of lights, and they actually start to put up his lights in September for Christmas. That's how many lights he has.
If you guys get a chance.
It's incredible.
It is.
I think you told me about this one.
Yeah.
It's years ago. It was something.
It's one of the largest individually owned displays in America. It's incredible.
He's one of the ones that like does it to a radio station. Like,
he
can sync up
a station and it plays music to match the lights.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
The other one I'd like to do is Beach Creek. I guess it's got a really cool thing outside of the lights. They've got a tunnel you can go through. And it looked like it was.
And Columbiana has a nice one too. We've already gone to that one this year. It's a really cool light. It's through the Firestone Park system, and it's really cool. And they have like Mrs. Claus will be there, Santa Claus will be there, and you get pictures taken and stuff like that.
It's a gingerbread house where Mrs. Claus, and then the kids all make these like a contest
gingerbread
for
houses.
gingerbread.
Yeah, and they're
cool.
It's a contest, so it's really cool.
They've got those all in there.
I kind of remember you going all out for putting up Christmas lights
on
the house.
Yeah, still do. I think we have the best display in the neighborhood. Again, it seems like
if he doesn't
fewer and fewer people in our subdivision are doing that now.
I still remember the one year you dressed up as Santa Claus and nobody was driving
I
by
know.
all night.
I had
Because
candy
we're out in the middle of
canes.
nowhere.
I had a chair out front. I dressed up as Santa Claus. When people go by, I'd wave, and they probably just rolled their eyes like, "Who's this crazy guy?"
Like nobody coming by for hours, and Mom's like, "There's a car out there," and you went scrambling outside to wave to him.
They just go by. Like, look at that crazy Santa Claus sitting in front of that house in 5-degree weather.
That's okay. It's about once again you embrace the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
So
Well, speaking of when you said about Lake Erie, you know, things did freeze over. Like I can remember way back, we would go to Silver Park and it froze over the lake.
Oh yeah.
We would skate at the lake. We'd skate at Mount Union Lakes.
Yeah.
I mean, these lakes froze over. Now, Silver Park, they just added an ice skating rink.
Really?
Kind of like
nice.
up
That's
in
kinda
Cuyahoga
cool.
Falls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, they have like a skate rental thing you can do, and it looks, I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
Go.
Actually wants to do ice skating. And I know, like Mom said, you're over in Cuyahoga Falls, Jeremy, and they actually have an ice skating rink that's like right outside.
Right out my door. Yeah.
Yep. Cleveland's got one of those too over, I think, in the University Circle.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's right by the art museum and everything. So they've got an ice skating rink over there too.
Yeah.
So,
We should try that.
Yeah.
I remember when we were kids, when you get your first snow in probably early November, and
stayed.
you wouldn't see the grass again until April or May.
Yeah.
Probably April. But not like today. I mean,
Well,
you know,
I remember being at football games, and you had to clear all the snow off the bleachers, to sit in the football. He said the year West Branch won, it was a shirt sleeve.
Yeah,
the
whole year. It was
the
amazing.
whole season
Wild.
was.
yeah, when I played, it would snow by the 5th game of the year.
Jeez.
It
Yeah.
would snow. You're talking probably late
October.
September then.
Yeah.
Yeah, early October, late September, it would snow. Now you go through a whole season and you wouldn't see any
Well,
snow.
the season did start later,
Yeah,
a little bit,
A little bit.
but
yeah.
still.
All right, you'd always say by the last regular season game of the year, usually around like Halloween time, we'll get our first snow. And more times than not, that tends to be just right on the point here in Ohio.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, right around Halloween time is usually when we get some snow starting. And then for some stupid reason, during Christmas, the day of Christmas, we almost never get snow.
Right.
It's almost a weird thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
a high
it's
of
supposed to
60.
be rain next week. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Except, which year was it that we got the deep freeze at Christmas?
Oh, right.
yeah.
Was it
Remember?
2
Oh,
years
it was
ago?
freezing.
Was it
Yeah.
two? It could have,
So
yeah,
It
could
was
have.
like negative 20.
It was
Wind chill.
horrible.
I remember usually
Horrible.
running the Mistletoe Mile in Hudson, and they actually canceled the race.
That
it
was
was
the
too cold
year.
for safety.
Yes.
Christmas Eve morning,
Yes.
and they canceled it, and it had to run that year on New Year's Eve morning instead.
Yeah.
It was just so cold.
Horrible, just bitter
Yeah.
cold. So
Yeah.
you two are going to run it pretty
Yeah,
soon.
we're going to
here.
run
Yeah.
that.
Oh, good.
This coming week.
Be
Awesome.
fun.
So
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, I
So-
just hope I finish the race. That's my goal. Finish the race. Yeah.
Me too. I'm out of shape.
I
Not
walked
about any
it.
time. Just finish the race.
Yeah, I worked this year, but I walked it last year for the
Yeah.
first
It was
time.
just a-
And it's really cool.
It is.
Yeah.
because Hudson's decorated up like a old time town, and it's really
Everybody
cool.
dresses up.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
dress up. You know have
Yeah.
you'll have the Grinch and Santa and
Some
elves
really
and you name
interesting
it.
outfits.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And Santa comes. He looks pretty legit,
yeah,
too.
it's very well attended.
He's,
Cool.
Very
yeah,
well attended.
He's there. Actually, is he the one that I think he starts the race?
I believe so.
Santa, and
Yeah.
then he's there to.
On the third hole, he starts to race. Ho,
Yeah.
ho, ho,
And then
go.
and they'll have hot chocolate and cookies at the finisher line for everybody, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Part.
It's really cool.
It's
That does
it's
sound
a
like fun.
it's a cool
Yeah,
feeling, and it's
it's-
so early that we all went and got
Right.
breakfast,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right
After the
after
race.
the
Right.
race,
Yeah.
right there, and they must have opened everything early
They do.
for the
Yeah.
race that year.
Yep, that's right.
But they had a good breakfast place. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the one thing I remember back too, because I think there was a year where there was a whole bunch of stuff going on with other side of the family and everything, and me and Ashley just kind of had to fend for ourselves for one Christmas, and we were trying to drive around trying to find some place to eat. And of all places, I think IHOP was open, but the only problem is everybody else realizes that's the only place that's open, so they are beyond packed.
Wow.
So we went to an IHOP for Christmas one year.
Wow,
So-
I did not know they were open.
Yeah, they were open. So
About that?
Now I know Chinese are.
yeah, I was gonna say the Chinese restaurants around the area are open
Right,
as well.
yeah.
We used to get that. That's actually a Jewish tradition too, getting Chinese food on Christmas.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
So yeah, that's pretty good. We used to get some Hunan chicken, I think, that night, and just put up like a big spread, and we'd all just kind of like eat a whole bunch of. Oh, it's fantastic.
Pretty cool.
There you
We'll
go.
probably do that for New Year's this year if they're open. So yeah.
Instead of sauerkraut. Huh?
Oh yeah, I'll take Chinese food over sauerkraut any day. Oh,
You know, speaking of food at Christmas, another memory I remember with my grandpa Chapel, he would make popcorn
Popcorn balls.
at Christmas.
Really?
And you would
Yeah.
take red dye, and you'd take Karo syrup, and you'd swizzle that stuff over the popcorn balls, the red, and they were delicious. You know, the things that you remember years later.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you take
really
wax
cool.
paper.
Right, and
just kind of seal it.
wrap them. We would make
faintly
tons of
remember
popcorn
some
balls.
of these.
Yeah.
I think, Grandma Brown's house. I remember getting these little popcorn balls. I'm just like, oh, these are interesting. And I nibble them down.
That was probably Grandpa Chapel.
Yeah.
It probably was.
It's one of Dad's favorites. And I
Yeah.
think it's a favorite because not only does he love them, but I think that,
Yeah.
that memory.
Like I said, you think of those things years later, and you live off memories then.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
And you know what? Back then, that probably didn't mean a whole lot to him.
Yeah, but
Both
years later.
Yeah, the ginger cake and the popcorn balls.
Yeah.
But Grandma and Grandpa Chapel now, those two things, that brings back.
It's memories now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those little things you don't really think about.
They often are the biggest.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, the simplest things.
The
Well, I always
everyday.
remember Dad would always go, like I said, you'd always make sure there was like decorations on the house. I always like when you put floodlights on the house too.
Yeah,
But
it
there's
looks
very
really nice.
deep green and red, and it would like illuminate sides of the house, and you'd always hang all kinds of like icicle lights or random
I
colored
think
lights
he
all over the place.
inherited that from his, because when they passed, his grandpa had
Just
all this
just
Christmas.
tons of Christmas stuff.
Yeah, so I think Dad kind of got that
Probably
from
so.
him.
A little bit of healthy competition with the neighbors.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So, did any of the neighbors this year? Do they like
Not-
they have displays too?
not
to what
many.
it used to be.
Bunch of
It's-
humbuggers
I was
this
kind
year.
of disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of win by default.
Yeah,
What's wild around here in Barberton, I see more Halloween decorations than I do
Yes.
Christmas half the
Yeah,
time.
Yes.
right.
More people
Yeah.
get into like I'll see orange and purples
Yeah.
during Halloween
Yeah.
more than I do like red and
Yeah.
greens at Christmas.
Right.
I'm like,
well,
what's going on
Well,
here, people?
we
Yeah.
kind of have our own theory
Yeah.
about that.
That's
It's
it.
kind of a, I
Yeah.
think I think there's kind of a dark time we're living in, and kind of a dark connotation to Halloween. So there can be fun to it too,
Yep.
but I think it's kind of a. I like to think of the light of Christmas. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I've always
So-
preferred Christmas as like my favorite holiday because it's always been just like, a season of brightness in like, a very dark time. Because actually it's supposed to it's supposed to echo, I think, the winter solstice happens around, I think, the 20th or 21st, I think, in a given year.
Yeah, darkest
It's the
day.
darkest time of the year, and you're having a celebration that's supposed to be
Lights.
light.
Bring in the light.
Warm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's kind of symbolic of that too.
And I
Yeah.
think you notice a difference in people at Christmas time, which
Yeah.
you wish you could capture that and have that year
All
round.
year round.
Yep.
But it's nice. It's refreshing to see that it's still there, and despite some challenging times.
Yeah.
There was
And
actually a guy, I mean, aside from all the people that were bumping into me over at the grocery store today, there was one worker over at Acme that was going through just singing like crazy, just skipping around in the back out by the meat, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, well done, you got the spirit.
Good for him.
I was picking up your gift card just a couple hours ago, and this bike with like a trailer behind it with Santa and the Grinch. It was like a two-person bike.
that's cool.
Went flying by me. It had so many lights
That's
on it.
cool,
and
neat.
I had a double take. I'm
It's
like,
like, wait a
wow.
minute, what?
Living in their own.
That's pretty cool.
There's
Good
some.
for
I
them.
don't know if there's someone in the area that also does sleigh rides too, or I think just like
cool.
yeah,
Nice.
private sleigh rides. You pay
Yeah.
money and they'll take you around town or
White
something.
House Farm does. They have the big
Yeah.
horses, and they'll take
that's
you
pretty
around.
cool.
I know
Yeah.
Lake Anna's got a really cool what's that Christmas light display going
Oh,
on right
do
now
they?
too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When you guys are heading home, check out go around Lake Anna one
We
time.
will.
They got all
Definitely.
the lights up. So
Wow,
Cool.
I'm
That is
glad you
so
said that.
cool.
That's
we're
great.
really missing out on the Mason. So they had to tear down their old building because there wasn't enough members and everything.
Yeah.
The Demolay building got deconstructed, but they used to have the most brilliant display here in Barberton. They had like it illuminated almost the entire building. They had like different like panel screens that would show different characters and everything,
Yeah.
and they would play music to their lights, and it was all synchronized.
You know, Dad and I have talked about that. We're really kind of concerned about going forward that people will step up like he does with his volunteering with the meals. All of those people that cook are in their late 70s, 80s, and we're hoping that the younger generations, like you were saying here, people don't want to join. So a lot of these things are closing.
Well, like a lot of social clubs, like I said, they got
Right.
a problem with membership. Well,
Yes.
here's the thing: younger people, like they're
Yeah.
too busy with everything
It's-
else right now.
I think
Yeah.
people don't do the group things anymore.
Yep.
It's kind of
Just
they do
on an
their
island.
own.
That's
Well-
why I think there's more bowlers today, but fewer bowling leagues than ever before.
Yep.
Yeah, or
Because
golf
people
leagues.
still want to do things like that,
Don't
but
you
they just
think?
don't want to do it as
Yeah.
a group.
I think the dynamic has shifted though, because I think a lot of these social clubs were built from the past to serve like people of the time back then,
Yeah.
and now younger groups, I've noticed they gather in different ways. Like they'll form Facebook groups or online groups, and they'll like all do their own thing on there, which
Yeah.
is very different than a social club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the difference of different generations. I
Well,
see.
the sad
Exactly.
thing is that the ones that do a lot of good may have problems, like, the ones that help the burn children. You know, some of these groups that do these kinds of things, you wonder, and who are the ones that do the eyeglasses that help with vision?
Oh, the
You know,
Lions.
Lions,
yeah.
Actually, I think the Shriners help with, I think, burn victims.
Yes,
too.
they do.
Yes,
That's
they
right.
do.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Shriners Hospital. They also have the Shrine Circus they do every year.
Yeah.
Raising money for.
So those are the ones I'm concerned. When you were saying about that building closing, it's like you really feel
Well,
concerned.
I think that's because those were built like at a peak during the 1960s and 70s. Masonry was at an all-time high with membership, and then over the course of years, like, you know, the sons of those Masons, like, I don't want anything to do with a social club, and that was just like a loss of interest. So,
Right.
It's
well,
just
I guess things
natural progression.
evolve, I suppose. But talking about throwbacks, that's why when Dad and I, when we're in Florida, we're always watching the what's the name of the channel?
Andy Griffith, we watch.
It's
the old time channels.
Yeah.
that show like Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
And Hogan's Heroes and things like that. So yeah,
it's,
kinda
we
cool.
just like and then the place we go to is all cash. It's from the 50s.
It's an old 50s diner.
and
It's really
we just
cool.
love
we got
the
one of those in town, Dee's 50s Diner. So it feels like there's a whole bunch of, they got a big old fake fireplace right now with a bunch of, like, you know, stockings and Elvis on the wall.
What's it called?
Dee's 50s Diner
We'll
here in
have to
Barberton.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Because,
they got good breakfast. If you ever check them out.
This one down there, you get 2-3 meals out of that.
my goodness,
Out of
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, they give you
Yeah.
they give you plenty
Tremendous.
for your money.
Yep.
But we just love the feeling because the grandma's still there.
Yeah.
And she doesn't let those workers, you know, but they all help. You don't have one waiter or waitress. They all help everybody. It's a whole different,
Yep.
kind of a thing. But
Yep.
we love the throwback,
Yep.
just a slower living kind of feeling.
We got a lot of mom and pop places here in town. Actually, the coffee pot's going up for sale, I think, at the end of this
I
year.
saw that.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with them. I think they're over 100 years now, I think, serving in Barberton for breakfast. I mean, they have very good breakfast.
Yeah.
I hope somebody keeps it going.
I hope so, too. And a lot of Barberton locals feel the same way. So,
They're pretty supportive.
oh, yeah, they are here in
yeah.
town.
Yeah. a lot
You
of
can
mom and
tell the
pops.
towns that,
Yeah.
that
I got
do.
some faith that they'll be okay.
A lot of
So
community pride.
we'll see what
yeah.
happens. So I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff around here. I know there was wanted to touch on this one too. Different traditions Ashley used to have growing up and everything. There was actually a chocolate company that was around the area, I think called Timo's. And they used to sell like chocolate Christmas trees that had a whole bunch of like assortment of different chocolates interlaid inside this hollowed out Christmas tree. And they used to sell them for like $25 to $30 a pop. And they used to load them up over in Acme, and we used to buy them every Christmas. And then I think they stopped production of those things a couple of years, I think probably during COVID.
Interesting. Yeah.
Thing.
Could
So
be.
that was a cool little thing back then. And then her and her dad always get like this, what's they call them, panettone or panettone?
Oh yeah, that's like an Italian tradition.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
like he'll have my
fruitcake
father-in-law will have
kinda-
that and like a cup of coffee, I think, every Christmas. So that's like their big thing.
Interesting.
Well, who made homemade? Was it your mom that made the homemade? Was it through the church? The homemade?
Yeah, they would make hardtack candy. The Altar and Rosier Society and Alliance at St. Joseph Catholic Church, they would make these slabs of hardtack candy.
Different
and then
flavors.
You would take like a soft hammer and break it
just
up.
Break it up.
And they
Mini
would
mallet
box
They
mallet
that.
put like powdered sugar
Yes,
on it or
and
something?
they would box those up and sell those at Christmas time as a fundraiser. Yeah, it's really cool. It was delicious candy.
I remember Grandma always had like I think a lot of hard candies. I think during the holidays too. Grandma Brown.
Yeah.
So I get a whole bunch of stuff over there.
Yeah.
Grandma Schuler, I remember like she'd always cook up fantastic eggs. Like I think her secret was pepper. She always put pepper in there. It was so good. So I remember going Christmas. We go over there to Grandma Schuler's house and everything. But yeah, she would have obviously the angel food cake, the pizzelles, tons of pizzelles to take home. She would give you like a big old like container to take them home.
She
and then
used to make-
scrambled eggs.
Well, she thinks the cast iron skillet has a lot to do with the eggs. And
That
it could
thing
be.
is an amazing
Could
skillet.
be.
too.
That talk about season.
The stories that thing could tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But she used to, back in the day, she would make date nut bread. She was known for that. She would make just all kinds of like a little small loaves, and she would make, can't even tell you how many, probably 50 loaves of date nut bread.
Probably give them away.
And give them away.
Yeah.
And that was her, she'd put a ribbon or like a bow. And
That's
cool.
So-
Ashley's grandma, I think it was Grandma Lee. I think she actually made some really good like zucchini bread. I remember getting that, and that was good stuff. So
yeah, Missy used to sell them, those pumpkin rolls with the cream cheese.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's been able to do that, but she would make 50 of those every Thanksgiving. That takes a lot of work.
Oh,
It's got
yeah.
like a spiral, with the
Like a
cream
whole
cheese.
production.
little
Yeah.
details
Yeah.
to it.
Right. Yep.
I'm trying to remember who had some of the best Christmas cookies. Even today, I'm still trying to find a good cookie dealer. I keep on saying, who makes the best kind of cut out Christmas cookies. I remember we were kind of talking about Aunt Nan for the longest time. She always had this really cool reindeer, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cookie cutout, and she always put this little red. It was almost kind of like what do they call that thing?
Probably a cinnamon.
It was
Probably
a cinnamon
candy.
Yeah, because it had a bit of a bite to it. I'm like, what is this?
Cinnamon candies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have those.
Big red gum. I'm like, whoa.
I tell you, the best Christmas cookies we ever experienced.
Oh, my.
I used to run, a couple miles every day, and I would run by a farmhouse.
With a dog.
It was just out of our subdivision. There was a lady named Marjorie Smith.
Yeah.
She was a farmer's wife. And she would see me run by every day, and I guess she must have been... She thought that was a really cool thing.
She loved seeing the dog, Dad and the dog.
Around Christmas time, she would come out of her house and say, "I've got this huge bag of Christmas cookies for you," and these cookies were to die for.
Really,
they're like cookies I have never experienced in my life,
centuries.
So she would give me a bag of cookies before every Christmas, and I would be running down the road with a big bag of cookies as I'm running, and I bet people were going by a car going, "This guy's not getting the right picture here. He's running, and he's got a big bag of cookies with him."
Cycle. Yeah.
But her cookies were the best. Now, I mean, she's gone on to her reward. But I tell you what, just when you talk about cookies like you'll never experience again, and designs and different fillings and stuff like that.
And there was lard in it because they were so good.
It was phenomenal. They were I've never seen anything like it again.
And every one of them was
would have taken so much time. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
That's people actually take the time to really put their time and effort into making a good Christmas cookie.
And when she passed, we had sent a card. Well, the daughter must have gotten the card, and she said, "My mother so enjoyed seeing your husband and the dog each day because she lives out, so she probably didn't see a whole lot of. She just loved seeing them go by. And it was each dog because by that point we'd had 3 over the years, each for 10 years, and now the 4th. But that meant a lot to her, and Dad would.
So we would run back, and I would eat a cookie. The dog would get a cookie, and
it's good cycle.
Life was good.
You burn the calories,
That's
eat the cookie, and it all evened out.
Yeah, it's balanced out. That's
but you never know. That's the example of never knowing what impact you have on somebody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or how lonely maybe somebody is.
Yeah.
And that might have made their day.
Because he had passed, and she was in the house. I think the grandkids were in the other house, but she basically was in the house, and he'd passed, the farmer.
The husband.
And the son was doing the farming. But, there's a lot of hours to fill.
Oh, yeah.
And so she probably...
That was cool, but those cookies were the best I've ever had. I don't think I could ever... No cookie could ever top what she made.
He'd come in the door with that, and I'd be like...
I said, guess what I've got again?
It's the day.
Yeah. I knew it was a big bag of cookies, too.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. And every one was different.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
I went to her calling hours, and I told her grandchild, I said, man, she should have gone into a bakery business. I said her cookies were
second
just
to none.
Awesome. Oh, they were just awesome.
Can't even describe.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just live on in your memory.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, again, it goes back. You live the memories, the school memories, special memories.
I'm sure she really enjoyed, because think of the memories probably for her. If she was that age, she probably had those recipes from when her grandmother.
Right.
So think how many decades and decades.
I wish I would have taken a picture of those cookies now to show everybody.
Yes.
It's like, man, they were so unique.
It wouldn't really, have the impact.
Do it justice until you eat one.
Right. But still, even to look, you would look at this bag
my goodness.
and just
it was
say,
like a work
of art.
Yeah.
Each one.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was. Each one.
Oh, it was.
They put love into each cookie. It wasn't just...
That's what I remember from Aunt Nan's cookies. Like each one had you could tell attention to detail. Just like someone went an extra mile to make these things. They were awesome.
Yeah.
So and those type of cookies, they taste so much better. Just there's good.
Yep.
Makes you hungry for cookies.
Yeah, it does.
Well, this is cool.
Yeah,
this
very
is
cool.
really
definitely.
cool.
I'm glad you guys were able to come over and we kind of get to talk about this type of stuff. We should definitely do another one, I think, too, with Grandma. She'll call out to her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a huge one.
Guys, I've always told you this, but I'd like to say in this podcast that Mom and I's greatest gift has been you 3 boys, and will always be. And like I said, the memories we make and the things we did together. Man, that's there forever upstairs.
Oh yeah,
and it's you have a warm feeling.
Yeah.
And I just love you guys dearly.
Yeah.
And
Love you too, dude.
And we want to thank you guys too. We love you guys too for all the sacrifices and all the things you guys have done to make even our holidays so special. Like growing up and everything, getting us gifts we always wanted, and going to like all kinds of places. We traveled so much more.
Yeah.
We had
Very
vacations
blessed.
every
Yeah.
year. I
Totally.
mean, you really provided for us just a phenomenal life growing up.
well, Dad wanted to make a
homework,
point of
too.
that. Yeah, he
Wanted to make those memories when
Yes,
you're all
while
together.
you're
Just,
together.
But
'Cause-
genuinely, thank you guys for everything you've done this
Well,
month.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
We
Yeah.
love you guys dearly.
It's
Yeah.
been a journey that's been wonderful, and I hope
Yeah.
it continues for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but the big thing too, like I said, growing up in Homeworth, that was a world apart from everything because
So
we really
cool.
just. You could just wander and just
Yeah.
travel around. We had the
Right.
Christmas tree,
Yeah.
farm in our backyard.
Pine
It was-
tree tag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pine tree tag. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
well, we remember we were living in an apartment in town, and we'd drive out because it was for sale, and we're
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
"Wow, wouldn't this be nice?"
Yep.
And,
And
we
Dad always
never
grew up in
regretted.
Homeworth,
Yeah,
That's
so-
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
knew the
Yeah.
lay of the land, so it was really a world apart.
It-
So
I hold that
it was a
very
blessing.
yeah.
in a
It
lot of
wasn't.
ways.
Yeah, it was an ideal place to raise.
It was
kids.
like you had a little community, but
You
you were
had
still
little
in the
land,
country.
yeah.
Extra space.
If
Yeah.
you needed help from your neighbor,
Right.
they were there, but it was like
They
in
weren't
the country.
breathing down your.
And you
yeah.
go out back, and you got a little woods to
Right.
play in, and
Yep.
it's really
Yeah.
cool.
The big thing too, just like you can literally keep your doors unlocked, and
Yeah.
just friends and family could just come in and out all the time.
Yeah.
It was just
And Kevin Wood.
and Sean would too. All the time.
Through the
Dad was
window.
sleeping in my bed downstairs, and Sean was trying to wiggle in through the window. What are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, that's right.
Off he scattered back to his house.
There
It's
you
like, oh my
go.
gosh, he thought I was in there.
Yep.
So
Good memories,
see,
huh?
stuff like that, like I said, that'll live
Absolutely.
on through our memories for
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
to come.
Special
Yeah.
place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, even stuff like this to reflect back on. I mean,
Yeah.
these are great memories and stuff I never even realized too.
Yeah, it's good to get it in posterity because
it is.
that's why we need to get together with Grandma because
Yes,
100%.
100%.
You just don't know. None of us do, but when you get it 98,
I still believe she's going to make it through 100.
There you go.
So that Schuler gene, man, it just
Yeah.
keeps
There you
on
go.
trucking.
That's right.
Yeah,
You
it's
got
the
it.
it's the Lishman. That's it,
Yep,
the
the
Lishman.
Lishmans.
Uh-huh. Tough,
They're kicking butt.
tough characters, huh?
Right.
But anyway, everybody listening, I want to wish you all a happy
Yes.
holiday season,
Yep.
a Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Thank you,
Yep.
Mom, Dad, Jeremy,
Yep.
all for coming to join me today. So,
Thank you, Eric.
Welcome.
This has been very nice.
yeah, we're going to
Yep.
wrap it up right now. So thank
Okay.
you, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next time on It All Depends on the Situation. Have a good one.
That's really cool.
Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas.
That's cool. Did they hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
We're still recording.
Oh, you're still recording.
Keep it in. Keep it in.
Oh, yeah, I am. Have a good one, everybody.